The bell rang at Brookside Middle School, signaling the end of another school day. Students rushed down the hallways, their sneakers squeaking on the tiled floors, backpacks bouncing behind them. In the quiet that followed, once the last classroom, light was off and the laughter had faded. One figure remained. Mr. Ray, the janitor, moved slowly and silently. His cart squeaked softly as he made his way down the halls. He wasn't a man of many words. Most kids barely noticed him, and he didn't mind. He had been cleaning schools for nearly 25 years. He liked the silence that came after the noise. But what most people didn't know was that Mr. Ray had a soft heart, a heart that saw more than others thought he did. Every day, while emptying trash bins and picking up stray papers, he noticed things. Forgotten lunchboxes, lockers left slightly open, a crumpled note with hurtful words, a tear-stained tissue under a desk. He didn't need to be told. He could feel it, the sadness, the loneliness, the small struggles hidden behind classroom smiles. One evening, while cleaning a classroom, he found a lunchbox under a desk. It was pink with faded cartoon characters. He opened it to check for spoiled food before throwing it away, but instead found only a half-eaten sandwich and a juice box. Tucked beside it was a math worksheet with red circles and the words, "You can do better," scribbled across the top. Something about it pulled at his chest. That night at home, Mr. Ray sat down with an old yellow notepad. After a few moments of quiet thought, he wrote a simple note. "You are smarter than you think. One mistake doesn't define you. Keep going." A friend. The next morning, he returned the lunchbox and carefully placed the folded note inside. Over the next few weeks, Mr. Ray kept noticing small signs of sadness. A slammed locker, a kid sitting alone at lunch, a teacher wiping her eyes behind the staff room door. So he kept writing. Each note was different, always written in careful, clear handwriting. "The world is better because you're in it. Someone out there is proud of you, even if they haven't told you yet. You matter even when you feel invisible." He never signed his name, just a friend. He slipped the notes into places where they might be found, tucked in books, slid into locker vents, placed on forgotten desks. He never told anyone. It wasn't about being known. It was about letting someone feel seen. It took weeks before anyone began to notice. It started with whispers. "Did you get one of those notes?" "Yeah, it was in my locker." "Me too. It was weird, but kind of nice." One girl posted hers on the school bulletin board. "Your heart is stronger than you think." Another student, usually quiet and withdrawn, left hers taped to her binder. Teachers started to smile more. Students looked at one another with curiosity, wondering who a friend was. Ms. Jacobs, a 7th grade teacher, noticed the change. Her class had grown gentler. Kids were sharing more, laughing more. One afternoon, she found a note on her desk that read, "Even tired hearts still change. Lives, thank you for teaching." She felt tears rush to her eyes. She hadn't told anyone how hard the year had been, how she'd thought of quitting, but somehow someone knew. Word of the notes spread. They became known as the lunchbox letters, even though they showed up everywhere. In gym lockers, music, folders, pencil cases. Some were short, others longer, but all carried the same quiet warmth. Despite growing curiosity, no one could figure out who was behind them. Students began leaving thank you notes in the hallway in return, addressed to a friend. Others started writing kind words of their own and placing them in random lockers. A chain of kindness had begun. Not because someone told them to, but because one person started it, quietly and without credit. Then, one rainy Thursday, the notes stopped. For 2 days, no new letters appeared. Whispers turned into worry. Do you think a friend moved away? Maybe they're sick. Will they ever come back? What the school didn't know was that Mr. Ray had fallen on the slippery staff room stairs and broken his leg. He was resting at home, frustrated he couldn't be at school, not because of the floors or the windows, but because he missed leaving his notes. 2 weeks later, Mr. Ray returned, his leg in a cast and a crutch under one arm. The halls were loud, as always, but something had changed. A student opened the door for him. A teacher brought him tea. A row of lockers had sticky notes all over them, words of encouragement, drawings, and smiley faces. Mr. Ray smiled quietly to himself. That evening, after the last light was turned off, he rolled a fresh note and placed it in a locker. Kindness grows on its own. Thank you for watering the seeds. A friend. Months passed. The lunchbox letters continued, but now they came from many hands. Kids who once threw paper balls now passed kind notes. A boy who had once been bullied started a club called Secret Smiles, where members left positive messages around campus. A teacher turned an entire wall into the Kind Words corner, where anyone could post something uplifting. No one ever figured out who the original friend was. Mr. Ray never said a word, but he saw the change in how kids helped each other, pick up dropped books, how arguments ended with quiet apologies, how even the teachers shared more laughter than complaints. One day, as Mr. Ray was emptying the trash outside room 12, he noticed a small envelope taped to his cart. He looked around. The hallway was empty. He opened it. Inside was a handwritten note that said, "Dear friend, we don't know who you are, but we feel you. You reminded us to be better, to see each other, to care. You made us believe in good, in things again. Thank you, all of us." For a moment, Mr. Ray just stood there. He folded the note carefully and placed it in his shirt pocket. Then, with a small smile, he pushed his cart down the hall. Slow, silent, and content. Because kindness doesn't ask for recognition, it only asks to be shared.